Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Birminology on Lettermen Row. I am your host, Jeremy Birmingham. I am joined once again on the show by Ohio State 2021 commitment Ben Christman, who the last time we spoke to you, Ben, on the show was the day that you committed to Ohio State. That's been almost a year now. Clearly, a lot has happened in that year, both for you personally, the Ohio State recruiting class, the world of college football. We'll just start there. How are you doing? How are you holding up?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
You been able to stay busy, or are you losing your mind, or how are you balancing this time where you lose basically the second half of your junior year of high school, trying to get yourself in shape and stay in shape for your senior season, eventually Ohio State, et cetera. How are you managing it?
A little bit of everything. Obviously, disappointment of having my junior year taken away. I feel bad for all the seniors, class of 2020, but you got.
Are you guys doing anything like as a school? Are you guys planning like some crazy summertime dance? I mean, you lose your junior prom. That's for a guy who is maybe considering early enrollment at Ohio State. You're not going to have a senior prom either. So,
well, we'll see what happens. I haven't really heard too much about that. But again, obviously the disappointment having opportunities during the spring taken away, having a track season, March Madness, and all that stuff got taken away. But we had to move on. I still work out every day, have a routine, do all my schoolwork, go work out. Things are starting to open up soon, so I'll be able to have access to a weight room again, which will be nice. And
where are you working out? You just going to like a field? You got like something in the basement? How are you doing that?
Garage. We don't have much, but I got a couple things. I work on my speed ladder, cones. I get a bunch of drills that I look at, that I look up, drills that get sent for me from coaches, both my high school and Ohio State. So it's good. Just gotta stay busy.
We've watched your role in this Ohio State recruiting class of 2021, Ben, and I don't know that people, fans and analysts and people always kind of get caught up in the stargazing and that kind of stuff. But you've been as instrumental in helping build this 2021 class as anybody. What does it mean to you to be sort of the ringleader of this group that is right now the number one ranked recruiting class in the country? And how are you doing that? Like, what is it that makes you, I guess, feel like you're connecting with these other kids around the country?
I just do my part. Just want to do what I can control. I've been fortunate to have a relationship with guys. Anytime I see them or anytime a coach is like, hey, we want this guy, it's kind of, I just be a friend first. Because I know that recruiting can get annoying sometimes. Just building relationships is key in recruiting, and I just think I do a good job at that. But I can't. Our whole team really is a brotherhood for a reason. Greatest one.
One of the challenging parts, I assume, is building relationships with your peers around the country, and then when they decide that maybe they aren't going to go to Ohio State. Is that hard to take for you, or is it something you have learned to not take personally? Because you're gearing up these friendships with the idea of lining up with someone, and then they decide to go somewhere else for whatever their personal reason is. And now they're essentially recruiting against you, trying to bring other people into their class. How do you balance that sort of excitement for someone, but at the same time, sort of the bitterness, I guess?
Hey, no hard feelings. Everybody's going to do what's best for them. Pretty hard to not go to Ohio State. I respect it, and at the end of the day, we all just want to see each other succeed, but also compete. So.
Are there, you've been very active in the recruitment of Jagger Burton, of J.C. Latham, Tristan Lee, guys like that you met all pretty much together back in November. Donovan Jackson joining you in the class of 2021 a few months ago. Is there one or two of those relationships for fans out there that maybe that they should know, like that relationship is better for you than it, and it doesn't even matter about where they go to school or where you're going to school?
So like O-line in particular.
Sure.
Having Donovan's pretty cool. Jagger's pretty cool. We met at the Penn State game. We're still in touch. Tristan again met at the Penn State game. I mean, JC met at the Penn State game. That was a big weekend.
Yeah, Rocco Spindler was there as well.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So we have group chats, and I don't know, been getting in touch with a couple guys on the defensive side of the ball, and just all good business.
Do you and the fellow recruits, like, did you guys have, so I know that there's the group chat, right? There's the mythical group chat where there's all the commitments, but then a bunch of other players. Do you commits have a separate one that is like more strategic and more designed to be like, okay, let's reach out to this guy, or is it just sort of a free-for-all?
It's a free-for-all.
So you don't have like a pared down group message where it's like you and Jack Sawyer and Kyle McCord and the commits?
No.
Well, that's disappointing. I mean, in a little bit, because I was hoping to break some news there. How Ben, you've seen the rankings for yourself, and like every time 247's adjusted them recently, you've kind of dropped a few spots, like one or two spots every time. Do you get an explanation from people when that happens? Like, I don't understand the process. I've never worked for one of those big national networks. Like, is there any conversation with you guys about like what drives the changes or what fuels them to move people up and down?
Never. To me, they always say it. If someone asks like, "Oh, why did this kid drop so much?" or "Why is this kid getting a big raise?" then they'll explain it to that person. But I've never heard anything, and I don't really care at this point.
What are you doing, I guess, for yourself? I mean, here's the thing. You lost basketball season, which is very important to you. You lost track and field. You're losing the summer camp season where you would be working out at Ohio State multiple times with the coaches.
Yep.
What are you doing, I guess, to fix that? I mean, is there any way to fix that? How big of a loss is that for you personally?
It's big in terms of like connecting with Ohio State for like the summer, and playing basketball, having track, enjoying the high school experience. But I mean, lately I've just been working out every day. Every now and then I get with my teammates, obviously following social distancing rules and etc. And we just get together, work out, do some drills, some football drills. Our coaches aren't allowed because that's against OSHA rules, but we'll just kind of improvise. Gotta be creative.
How are your parents handling you being home and having to eat food all day at home now instead of being at school?
This will shock a lot of people, but I don't actually too much for what everybody probably thinks. But no, I mean, it's cool. Time with the family. Oh.
So it's not like mom is going to the grocery store 3 times as much as she used to or anything like that?
We try to, no, not really.
How's the relationship right now, Ben, with you and Greg Studrara? I mean, is that an everyday conversation once a week? How do the Buckeyes weigh out the time that they need to spend with guys like yourself, long-term commitments, and the players that they're still recruiting to join you?
Coach Stud and I have been building a relationship for a while now. It's definitely great. We talk almost every day, whether it's text or phone call or any other version of communication. And I mean, yeah, we just talk about football, stuff outside of football. I'm happy I get to play for that guy.
I have to ask this question because if I don't, people are going to murder me. Is there anything you can tell us about the steak emoji? Anything? I know you can't divulge everything. I'm sure that there's some state secrets that are requiring you to stay mum. But Is it related to a specific person? Is it a big picture emoji? Is it you guys just saying, you know what, we're just going to mess with people because it's funny? Like, what is it that drives the decisions to post something like that, and then just to watch the reaction?
No comment.
Very well done. So you're learning. You're getting so much better at this media stuff, and you're going to be so much more ready for life as a Buckeye. You have 18 players in your class. You and Jack and Kyle have always sort of been the leaders here because you were three of the early commits. How do you see this class finishing? I mean, are you aware that no class at Ohio State has won the national recruiting title in the last 20 some years? Are you aware of that?
I'm aware of that. I've been told by that.
Is that driving you guys? Does that motivate you to like stay more involved?
I mean, in a way. We're just trying to, have the best class. Trying to prove something, we're trying to work hard and trying to just have like a really dominant class. And what I think will finish, the expectation of Ohio State's always been beat that team up north. Win the Big Ten championship, compete for a national championship, and also to kind of, I don't want to say be better than the guy before you,
sure, but
just to keep raising that bar as an individual, as a team. I think that's what we're trying to do.
Is it wild? Like, I know you guys pay attention to this stuff, but a month and a half ago, you had the number one class in the country with 17 commits or 16 commits at that time, and other schools had like 10 or 11 commitments, right? So it seemed like there was a valid reason numbers wise to have the best class. Now you have like Tennessee, who has 24 commitments all of a sudden, but they're still 50 points behind what you guys have put together. Who do you think is going to help you finish this class? Is there one or two guys left for you personally? You're like, that's the dude I have to bring into Ohio State with me.
Mecca. I know. We gotta bring him home. Playing with another one or two linemen would be good. JC, Jagger, Tristan. They know what's up. They can come on along, and defensive side of the ball. I want to get JT hop on the ship, and we'll see what happens.
How do you deal with a guy? While we're talking about a guy like JT Tuamalo, who does not speak very often, right? I mean, he is a private guy. He doesn't really reach out to peer-to-peer stuff. He's not interested really in learning about Ohio State from recruits because he wants to learn what he wants to learn. Does that put like intense pressure on every conversation you have with him, or are you like, oh my gosh, why doesn't he talk to us?
No, not really. I understand where he's coming from. I haven't really talked with him. Guys on other commits have, but I understand I understand why he'd want to be private. Recruiting can be annoying sometimes, so I understand.
So it's been a year since you've committed. Do you feel yourself being more comfortable just being Ben Christman now, not like Ohio State commit, not big time recruit? Are you able now to just sort of be in your own skin easier than you were before?
It feels like that. Don't really talk about it too much, which is fine by me, and just trying to be my own person.
I think sometimes when kids like yourself make a decision so early, people like forget about you in a weird way, as though because you're not someone out there promoting yourself on social media and pumping up, your recruitment or anything like that. And I think that that's probably one of the reasons why you see oftentimes the national networks, the kids who are not committed end up getting rankings bumps because it keeps them more in the spotlight and people talking about them. But I don't know. There's a lot of nuance there, I guess, and back and forth. What do you have planned for your summer, Ben? And I'll let you get out of here. Are you just you and the family going anywhere? You got any big trips? Or are you just hoping to get the hell out of the house?
A little bit of a little bit of getting out the house a lot, but I mean, again, gyms are opening up, so I'll be working out in the weight room all summer. If it's ever safe to go anywhere, I mean, sure, probably go somewhere, but we're just trying to get rid of this virus and have a great football season.
Have you made a decision on early enrolling? Is that something that you're going to do, or have you not finalized that yet?
I have not finalized that yet.
Got it. Well, look, man, I appreciate you taking time, Ben. It's obviously a wild time out there, and I'm glad you're able to just kind of soak it all in and get ready for a big senior season. So keep working, and we'll talk to you shortly. The next time Lettermen Row is reaching out, but we're always looking to get in touch. So that's Ben Christman. I'm Jeremy Birmingham. This has been Birminology on Lettermen Row. Thanks for watching, folks. We'll catch you next time.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe below to get the latest videos from Lettermen Row.
We got Letterman Live, we've got the practice report, we got rapid reaction. Hey, and we got Buck IQ with Zach Bourne.
For sure. We got recruiting breakdowns with Berm. We got whatever you need. Ohio State football and Ohio State athletics, we've got you covered here at Lettermen Row.